Spoke to European diplomats who said that they didn't want to push too hard on Ukraine for two reasons. Number one, there's resentment in the global south over the idea that there are emergencies in lots of places and that the West is only talking about Ukraine in their view. And they didn't want to be the ones making it seem like it's the West versus the global south on the issue, instead trying to rally support as much as possible. The second reason, well, it's that there's a lot of other issues where the G20 is an important forum for stating common goals among the big powers of this world, what in these fractious times. Earlier, I sat down with France's finance minister, Bruno Le Maire.
I would not use the same words. I would say that we are still a family. We are all around the table, and this is a very important point, and I think a great success for Prime Minister Modi. And at the end, we finally got a consensus and a compromise on the key points for the international community. I'm thinking, of course, of the question of war in Ukraine, the question of climate change, and the question of funding for the less developed countries of the world. So I would not say that everything is perfect, but I would say that we are going on the right direction. And since we are going on the right direction, this is a success for India and for the G20 presidency.
Bruno Le Maire reacting to the words we heard at the outset of this summit with the UN Secretary General warning that the G20 nations were like a dysfunctional family. And as you were saying, Peter, that family's just gotten a little bit bigger, what with the African Union joining, the likes of France welcoming that move, what with the fact that they say it's going to be important for those global partnerships on big issues such as development and climate finance.
So on those other major issues then, like climate, are the big players willing and keen to work together?
What is certain is that the Indian presidency of the G20 has shown light over differences. We saw the Chinese and the Russian presidents stay away. There are superpower tensions these days. These have not gone away. We also see that there are financial interests and there are economic interests and there is might, particularly in what's now become the world's most populous nation. I'll give you just one example. It was interesting to see how when we had the general session of the G20, it was in English that the leaders of France, Italy, and Germany addressed the plenary. That was definitely a nod to the host, Narendra Modi. Who is, of course, at the center of it all, and who, by the way, is running for re-election. His face is everywhere, and the coverage here has been all about the organization of this summit.